This video was brought to you by Hook Theory. Stephen Sondheim, the musical theater composer lyricist, was also a noted puzzle maker, and he created this crossword puzzle clue. See if you can solve it. Stares at torn pages. 5 letters. Pause or continue if you give up. Okay, ready? Well, Sondheim has cleverly given us 2 clues in one that should lead us to the correct answer. First, stares at is a synonym for the word gapes, which is our 5-letter answer. But secondly, while torn pages sound like literal pages that have been torn, it can also be read as the word pages after it has been torn or messed up and put out of order. And in that interpretation, the word pages with its letters out of order and rearranged also gives us gapes. This is from Sondheim's intro to his crossword puzzles, and in it, he advises people to look for multiple meanings and to always look for the possible literal meaning of a clue. And he writes, "The clue writer, instead of trying to make the true meaning clear, is trying to hide it." I mention all of this to say that Sondheim liked to layer and hide these multiple meanings into his musical scores as well. In fact, Sondheim once said that in every show there should be a secret metaphor that nobody knows except the authors. And today I'm going to talk about one example of this that I think is particularly amazing. It's from Into the Woods, and I haven't really heard it discussed before. Yes, there are many great videos already about Into the Woods and how the bean melody is transformed throughout the show. Check out this Sideways video if you haven't yet. And the idea of this video actually came from a friend, David Benkof, who is known as the Broadway Maven. David invited me to be on his Sondheim panel at BroadwayCon. He's such a Sondheim fan, he even made us matching shirts in the style of the shirts from the original production of Merrily We Roll Along. And on the panel, David revealed this interesting interpretation of On the Steps of the Palace.
The second thing we're going to talk about is pitch. Pitch plays a very important role in Into the Woods because he spread pitch on the stairs, and that's how they killed the giantess, is by having her step into pitch. So it's very important, but pitch is a musical term, right?
Yes, pitch is a musical term, and it's more than likely that Sondheim was aware of that. Remember, this is the guy who prides himself on multiple meanings. And it makes sense because our 4 remaining characters, the Baker, Cinderella, Jack, and Little Red, are coming together in unison to execute a plan. What is this plan? It's to hold the giant's feet in place while birds attack her from above. And what's holding the giant's feet is a sticky tar-like substance known as pitch. Or by its more technical name, pitch can also refer to the highness or lowness of a musical note. And pretty much all music has some pitch, so I don't want to overstate this connection. But literally the last thing they do before they execute this plan, the Baker, Cinderella, Jack, and Little Red sing together on the same pitch about how they're all on the same side.
Someone is on your side.
What's amazing is how another reference to a musical term made its way into the song On the Steps of the Palace, which is the song where the word pitch was first referenced.
Knowing this time I'd run from him, he spread pitch on the stairs.
The vamp that begins the song has a clarinet and piano playing these 2 notes alternating. These 2 notes in musical terminology are a step apart, meaning On the Steps of the Palace uses music where the idea of the step is right there in the music. Above is this piano line that goes like this. If you break down what this pattern is actually made of, it's actually just 2 chords that have been broken up, A major and G major, and A major and G major are also a step apart. And this idea of vacillating between 2 different notes is mirrored in the way Cinderella vacillates between 2 choices.
She doesn't know whether she wants the palace life where she feels uncomfortable but where it's nice, or her home life, which is uncomfortable but where she feels protected, and safe.
And the fact that Cinderella is caught between these two limited options while her vamp circles around a small range of notes that are only a step apart connects to another lyric Cinderella sings that has a musical double meaning.
There's not a lot of pitch in her song, which is funny because she sings.
I don't meet a wide range.
So she doesn't meet a wide range, but she doesn't have a wide range.
And between these two choices, she decides to expand her range with a new third choice, leaving her shoe behind for the prince to find.
That the idea of her losing her slipper on purpose so that the prince will have to make up her mind for her is, in a way, the first step to maturity.
In fact, the whole idea of taking steps toward maturity is embedded not only into this song, but the entire show. The Into the Woods vamp is built on this idea of steps going up. There are these three notes that show up in the vamp, each going up by a step. And in case you think I'm reading too much into this, Sondheim himself calls this
Only a little kind of galumphing figure happens in it, and it becomes, in fact, key to the whole piece.
That's right, key to the entire piece. He even says that these three notes are specifically supposed to be emphasized.
Be sure that you accent those little offbeats so that the whole thing is slightly off-center.
And how these three notes become key to the entire piece is that they become embedded into the vamp for what Drew Nobile calls the 3 lesson songs, where a character sings about the lessons they learned. I Know Things Now by Little Red Riding Hood.
And I know things now, many valuable things.
Giants in the Sky by Jack.
Only just when you've made a friend and all, and you know she's big, but you don't feel small.
And On the Steps of the Palace by Cinderella.
You think, what do you want? You think, make a decision.
So in a way, On the Steps of the Palace is a continuation of the musical steps set up in the very beginning of the show, leading Cinderella to the literal steps. And if you're wondering why Sondheim would create these connections in On the Steps of the Palace, he actually leaves us a big clue as to why, and it is the inclusion of an actual clue at the end of the song.
You'll just leave him a clue. For example, a shoe.
Cinderella wants to escape the situation and avoid making a decision. And is it a coincidence that the words escape and avoid are synonyms of the word eschew, which sounds like
A shoe.
See, because Cinderella could easily reveal herself to the prince, but then Sondheim writes, she doesn't want an accident of fate to fix her life. She wants to be loved for herself, and she figures out a way to do it. The new thing she learns in the song that she never knew before was...
People will ask me about this. What she knows now is something about flirtation and something about letting somebody else make up your mind for you when you don't know what you want.
See, in a way, On the Steps of the Palace is about Cinderella becoming a puzzle maker herself. And just like with any good puzzle maker, she is crafting a clue that will make the prince work for her love. And as far as Sondheim puzzles go, this is pitch perfect. I'm planning a whole series of videos analyzing Sondheim's music, including revealing what I presented at BroadwayCon. So if you want to see more Sondheim analyses, please subscribe. And if you want to get deeper into your own music analyses, check out today's sponsor, Hook Theory, an educational platform designed to make music theory accessible and practical for everyone. It features tons of resources powered by their database of over 40,000 chord and melody analyses for popular songs you know and love. You can see that it graphically shows you the melody, the chords underneath, a grid to visually see the rhythm, and a keyboard which will illustrate how to play the melody or the chords note by note for yourself. And luckily for me, Hook Theory is today's sponsor, so I'm promoting them in the best way I know how, by showing you how I use their website and how you can too. Additionally, they also offer the Hook Theory Skills Bundle, which includes the training game Chord Crush and HookPad, a songwriting sketchpad with a built-in music theory engine that makes smart suggestions in real time, so you can always find the next best note or chord for your song. Hook Theory is great whether you're a seasoned musician or a beginner, and even if all of this still looks unapproachable, Hook Theory has you covered with its books feature that teaches you music theory lessons from basic to more advanced concepts. If you go to hooktheory.com/howardho, you can enjoy 20% off the Hook Theory Skills Bundle and your first year of Chord Crush Premium at the link in the description. Again, go to hooktheory.com/howardho for 20% off, and you'll be helping out my channel as well. Thank you to my patrons on Patreon, especially my newest patron, Jonathan. I'd also like to thank the people who contributed to this video, including David Benkof, whose Broadway Maven discount is in the description, Jolanda Draws, who created the Sondheim animation. She's a great artist, and you'll find her work at yolandadraws.com, and also Ashley Ha, who shot the footage at BroadwayCon, and has her own channel with great Broadway content. And also thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.